At 25 and as a hunter, they're selling runs to the legs so that people could get it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. I just don't know what they're doing yet. I mean, you got rogues doing it too.
Yeah. I've only soloed the guy like twice. It's kind of a capture. Like I don't have like full raid gear yet, so it's not as easy, but I've managed to defeat him twice, and both times the legs didn't drop.
Yeah, it's a pain. I took me 30 times to get it. So, um, oh yeah, my brain's not here today. So,
No problem.
like at all. I don't know if we're gonna run tonight or not. I kind of hope not.
Well, we
But
can do something brainless right now, like level alts.
well, that's what I'm doing. I'm leveling Hunter with Mel and a guy we met over here on the Horde who's really cool.
Nice.
It's he's helped me get some of the shaman stuff, like he tanked all the stuff for Wailing Caverns and Dire Maul.
Nice.
So I could tank it on that. You know it's Saturday, right?
Yep.
Okay, I was just making sure you remember that our stream is tomorrow.
Oh no, I was totally getting ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow, like it's today, because I forgot that we do it on Sundays.
Yeah, it's all right.
Just kidding.
Psych. Yeah, it's kind of what it sounded like, so I was making sure. But you remembered you're a day off.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm glad of that too, because my brain is just fucking not here. Like I'm fucking checked the fuck out.
Dude, you need some rest, man.
It's hard to just get some rest when you are up that late, because usually it takes me a day or two to get back into the swing of being a normal person.
Right.
So it's the fun of raiding on a US server when you live in Europe. It's alright, shit happens. Gotta do one or the other, right? So
You gotta represent, you know.
that's hard to. Oh, I just don't want to start over. And I mean, I guess I could technically find a late crew or early crew, however you want to look at it. But I've just been with these guys so long.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? Well, these
Even
mobs
though
going.
every now and then I wanna strangle one or two of them. So I actually said something about I've actually talked to Eve about his tone, and I'm like, you got to remember that not everybody who knows you, you know, understands that that's, you know, just the shitty Californian in you coming out. And I mean, I don't mean in reference to you. I've talked to him before about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, people don't understand that your tone isn't being an asshole. It's just how you sound because you're a pompous little California boy. And trust me, he gets a lot of shit from it because a lot of the guys in guild are pretty right leaning, and he's definitely very, very left to the point of annoying people.
Right.
I mean, you can have political opinions, but when it's so bad that, you know, you can't talk to other people about stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm middle left, if that's a thing.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were. I'm very, very, very right leaning. I don't want I don't want the government to, I want it to leave me the fuck alone.
Oh, for sure.
Get the fuck out of my face and just fuck off. That's what I want. And only one of them wants that. And you can't believe anything you see anywhere anymore on anything. I mean, just about every media news outlet in the world is full of shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that there's no middle ground anymore. Like,
no.
Like, it's pretty much gone.
And that's not a good thing. But,
because that just leads to extremists on both sides.
Yeah. The thing is what people are calling extremists on the right tend not to be extremists at all. I mean,
well, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think that the problem is that when people call somebody extremist, they don't look into the person, they just group the people no matter what. And that's the problem, because there's a ton of people on the right who are not extremists just because they share beliefs with people who are extreme. And they don't even share like all of the beliefs. The beliefs that make people extreme are the ones where they can't even have a conversation about something and like talk rationally about what they want.
There's not much rationing with people anymore. I mean,
no, it's like you've had plenty of conversations, like rational conversations about people who are far more leaning left than I am, and you've been able to make your points and do it in a way where it makes, it makes sense. Like the things that you say, like you can tell a person. But like, if you have somebody that's on the extreme side and you're like, well, no, like I have proof that this doesn't work the way that you think it works, they're just like, nope, the sky's red. Like, I don't care what you
think. And that's the problem with a lot of modern liberals is, well,
that's on both sides, really. Like, there are some extremists on both sides.
Oh, I'm not never. Of course there are, but there's factual extremism, and then there's the bullshit that you get fed every day. Like saying that all Republicans are racist, or and that a lot of the stuff that has gone down in the history of the U.S. has been because of Republicans, when I mean that's a crock of shit. I mean, There are a few good guys besides Shapiro who make intellectual arguments about things that people tend to forget. Like you'll see, you know, it swung as if the Klan was a Republican thing, when historically
Well, the Klan was a Southern Democrat thing, and
it was a Democrat thing.
Well, and Southern Democrats are so historically Southern Democrats swung in like the 50s to Republicans.
Well, see that goes to the party switch thing.
Yep.
And that never happened. And what people try to think of as the party switch idea was that during or after the Civil War, when when you know, we all know the South lost, that the farms that were in the South ended up getting bought by Northerners, and the poor Southerners who were no longer farming ended up moving up north. And I mean, it's just like saying that the Civil War was over freeing the slaves, when of course it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, so the whole slavery thing was an issue in and of itself that was also like stemming from the need of like the North. Well, so like the North did not have the income value that the South plantation owners had. They had to create it through commerce, and the plantation owners had essentially free labor because of slavery, and so they were able to make more money than Northerners at the time.
See, that's not true too either, because the Northerners had slaves, and there was such a small number of farmers or plantation owners that actually had slaves. I mean, it was like 3% of the farmers had slaves. I mean, 3%. I don't even think it was 3. I can't remember the actual percent, but I mean, it was ridiculously low. So I mean, that's like saying that everybody who was in the South owned slaves. I mean, when only the smallest number of people owned slaves. And you know, anybody who's actually really talked to people from different generations can tell you that, I mean, the original Ku Klux Klan had nothing to do with racism. It was actually veterans. So it was a veterans group in its initial initial outing. I don't know what to say. My brain's not overly working, but
Yeah.
They were originally that, and it kind of, you know, it didn't last long, and it ended up being taken over. It was like the general idea that, you know, we talk about now about communities helping communities.
Right.
And
yeah, but back to your like earlier comment though, like I don't know if it's completely true about the percentages, because like the percentages of farms that owned like a lot of slaves was very low, but in states that were like Mississippi and on average throughout the Confederacy, it was more than 20% of the plantations had slaves, and some of the states like Mississippi, where they grew a lot of cotton and things like that, they were like near 50% ownership.
I would like to see a book on that, because as
there's like a census
historically, you know, my family is all Southern, and at one time they owned some of the biggest cattle plantations and stuff in Arkansas, Mississippi, and then into Texas when the big cattle drive moved west, and they never once owned a slave. They couldn't afford them.
Right.
You could
But there's
you
like
could
census.
afford.
There's like census documents where plantation owners had registered, and it was upwards of like, on average, 20% in the South.
I would have to see that. Like I said, I mean, I have family that's been in that part, and we still have records.
Yeah.
Family records from the early 1800s, and who was that? Oh, you didn't have to leave, Mel. But my grandpa was extremely racist, and he was always a Democrat up until
and that's
when
that's
he
what,
almost.
So like the whole like party switching thing, I don't think it was instigated by any kind of thing. I think it happened organically because of how people's belief systems like started evolving.
Yeah, the whole party switch thing has been disproven so many times, but I mean, you literally had a guy who was in the Klan for years, who was a senator up until 2012.
Yeah, and which is in my eyes, it's not great. Like the Klan doesn't represent what should be leadership in our politics.
So I mean, but the whole party switch thing, I mean, has been disproven. There's a lot of people that are very much more into better with history than what I am, and I love history, and I used to read a lot of like old books on townships and communities before that you could find in libraries when those existed. Like Ardmore, Oklahoma had a lot of old books just on that area of Oklahoma. I mean, and you can't find them anywhere else. And it's when you read stuff into those and see the migration of things in general with people, you see a real story. But like I said, my grandpa was probably one of the most racist people ever for a good part of my life, and they were all extremely racist. And as the Democrats, as my grandpa's generation has passed on, or hit their late 70s, is when they started to change mentally. But see, I mean, I don't know, you're starting to make me wonder if you're part of that era of bad schooling now, Rad. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'm just a student of history.
I mean, I'm. Ooh, God, the leggings dropped. This could be my one and done in Wailing Caverns. And of course, the level 18 hunter wins them. And I'm gonna have to fucking let him roll on the fucking bow too. I hate this game.
Yeah. And so I'm just an observer of history, right? Like I see things and I put things together. And so like you have things that happen throughout history, right? Like so you have the Civil War. The Civil War in part was, I mean, mostly it was like, you know, taxation, commerce, you know, rights to certain things, and slave ownership was one of those things, right?
So what was the Revolutionary War about?
So the Revolutionary War was for us to be able to be a, you know, we wanted to start off our own branch of government, and we wanted to be free from England, right? But it was also because of high taxes. The people that were moving here wanted to be represented by somebody who was
taxation without representation,
right? Who was not taxed, and their money being sent across the pond. They felt
and
that
then
like
never getting anything from England out of it.
Right.
Like,
and so that's how the democracy came, because they didn't want to do a monarchy like, or a patriarchy like how it was in England.
That was a very basic start. The simple thing with the Civil War was the was the cotton trade.
Right. And
that's South had the farms. They had this big line of cotton farms, and to grow industrially, the cotton was needed. And the South found that it could make more money selling the cotton to France, the UK, you know, other European countries than it could.
Exactly, and that made the South very wealthy, and they wanted to be taxed at their own rate. They didn't want to share the taxes that they were collecting from their trade and their commerce with the North,
because without representation.
Exactly. And so the North was like, well, you know, we need something that is going to sustain us as well. And so that's where the industrial complex came from. And
because there was no
significant amount of farmland that they could use as commerce.
The industry was up north. You know, your factories and all that was up north.
What's up, Moon? How's it going, man?
Oh, are you streaming?
Yeah, sorry.
All right. No. Probably
when is
not the conversation.
Oh, it's fine. I think if this is a good educational conversation, we're not.
Well, it is, but it'll hurt somebody's feelings when you. It just, yeah. Anytime politics and streaming, I don't want you to you know, get anything for it, and it'll roll back on me if it rolls back on you. So.
Okay.
most people can't talk like adults.
I love talking about history though. Like that's.
But you know, just leave it as someone who is 50 years old, grew up in the North, but all of his family is from the South. You know, I mean, I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah,
and
we're not too dissimilar. Like my whole dad's side of the family is from Arkansas as well, and I grew up in California.
You know, I saw all of that stuff where people try to say the party switched and all this other stuff, and the only thing that's really changed is who has the louder mouth. And you know, the Republican Party, since its inception in 1833, 1820, whatever, was literally formed and originally named the Abolitionist Party. They were the party that wanted to free slaves. And you had Lincoln, who had the idea, because they, he's a Republican, he's first Republican president, and he, thinks he can get away with it by, adding it in on top of the Civil War. And, at the time, they knew that as the first Republican president, there's no way in hell he would get away with it and be able to have another Republican president if he just ran in and freed slaves. He knew the backlash, and well, I mean, we know the backlash. He was unalived. I don't think you're allowed to say that word. But he was removed from office the not so nice way.
Here's my observations, though. Okay, so like this was kind of the thing that I was talking about, is like being an observer of history. Is like what could, during the time where so republicanism was at was peaking in like 1870s, because you have like the full-on industrial complex happening. The North is becoming very, very rich because of like steel and like all these different industries forming. The South is getting left behind, and they have a bad taste in their mouth as Southern Democrats, right? Because of the whole Civil War thing. So what can they do to make themselves look better? Switch parties, name themselves as Republicans. And so like, and I'm not saying that that's how it happened, but as an observer, if you look through the history of all of this, as time progressed, the North gets stronger and stronger and stronger. More people demographically get poorer in the South, and then when you reach the 1950s, the whole civil rights movement happens and things like that. And so to disassociate themselves from things that they don't want to be a part of anymore, one of the things that they can do is switch parties and call themselves Republicans. And so that's what, as just an observer of history, that's what it looks like, right? And I don't know that there's no hard evidence as to like what people did to switch, but the driving factor between a lot of what people do is their belief system and their self-interest, right? And what's in their best self-interest at the time is to not be called a Democrat.
Well, the problem is in the time period that everybody's that you're talking about, the Democrats were still on top. I mean, through World War II, through Vietnam, through
No, I'm just talking specifically about Southern Democrats.
Right. I'm talking about as a whole. And when you talk about civil rights, and this is where people like to get muddy with the whole party change, and they'll mention one guy who switched parties in the and I can't think of his fucking name at the moment, but they will pull up this party switch idea, and I'm trying to think how to say it. It was when the civil rights movement happened, when women were given the right to vote, when African Americans were given the right to vote. It was literally Republicans pushing the charge once again. And, I mean, voting records show that. I mean, you can't dispute what is actually still sitting there on paper. But they will try to, I've heard everything from the party switched in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s.
Yeah, and I don't think that it did. It took a lot longer than that for people to I don't think it fully I don't think the Republican Party that we have today didn't fully form until like the 80s.
Yeah. See, that's getting that's a whole lot of change. I mean, people can't make up their mind when all this stuff happened. It just I would have to think about it, and my brain's not working at political discussion. But it just never happened. I mean, like I said, I've been around too long and seen too much of the horse shit, and I know too many people that were old Democrats from the 60s, 70s, 80s who are absolutely the biggest dirtbags.
Did he hurt you? Okay, and was he pretending? Tell him to stop. Okay, and did he stop? Okay, then what's the problem? Okay. And Jack, if he tells you to stop, you gotta stop, buddy, okay? Sorry.
But I mean, well, yeah, like I said, it's not a good conversation because it'll end up hurting somebody's feelings, and some people just can't have a civil conversation. And I don't mind conversation. I don't mind being proved wrong, but it's got to be intellectually honest. And I mean, there are things in our history that honestly we'll never know. I mean, there's still people who think that the government at this point has their best interest in their parts when you can show on paper that the government had taken people from World War II and we won't name specific groups and given them syphilis and never cured them to see how long it took them to become insane.
Well, you had it right. The government has their, but you forgot, own interests.
Well. And people think that they can trust any of them, and I'm not saying that there's not good Democrats and there's not good Republicans. There are, but the problem is right now.
Thanks, Mort.
We have the crazies running the cuckoo bin, and that's where you're kind of stuck at, and that's why
there's honestly there's too much money in politics right now to make it to where it's completely.
They were never supposed to get paid. No, flat out.
They were civil servants.
They were civil servants who were supposed to work on the weekends. The whole idea was that they travel to and from on the weekends. That way they never had enough power because to do anything. They weren't so involved that politics were their lives. They were supposed to be family people, and that is where it ends. They were supposed to have families. They were supposed to work their 9 to 5 or run their farm, and that is
that's the truth. Moon said that most politicians are in it for the money and power. I mean, we've seen that with already a number of people that just want to exploit money from their freaking super PACs and shit.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest names I can think of right now to prove that point, and I still don't know. No, I can't say it. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just gonna shut up.
Well, I
Like
mean,
I said,
there is a real life example of what's that senator dude from um, New York that just got booted out from the Senate because he was using like OnlyFans and shit for his, like, he was using his political money for OnlyFans and fucking Botox and shit.
You mean the dude that
George Santos, is that his name?
the dude who put all the who was taking sex videos on the Congress floor, on the congressional floor?
Was that Santos as well?
You know, I don't remember the name. You know, it's so hard for me to see some of that stuff over here.
You don't have a AFN?
Well, a lot of it just gets blocked in Europe.
No. No, I was making a joke about AFN. Remember Armed Forces Network?
Oh, yeah. But, you know, oh, yeah, I get myself in trouble. So, I get very opinionated on that. Yeah, I just be quiet.
All right, one day off stream, we're gonna have some continuation of this. I love talking about this stuff. I think it provides a level of like education that we lack in society right now. Like, we're just having an intelligent conversation about two different sides.
The only time it really gets on my that it gets to me is when there's intellectual dishonesty. Like, if you can't, you know, I hate the term, oh, I Googled this. And people don't realize that Google gives you, yeah. I mean, it definitely does. I mean, everybody who's, I mean, if you've got an IQ over 12, you know, you've seen their political bias, and they're the one who controls.
So Moon was saying that some politicians do start out wanting to change things, but when they see the money, it's like hard to resist.
Well, of course it is. I mean, oh, okay, fuck, you just gonna make me spit out a name. Look at that other moron from fucking New York.
Oh, what's his name?
No, her name.
AOC. I actually think that she is quite intelligent.
No, come on, dude, come on.
Okay, so tell me your rub.
Okay, my rub is the fact that everything she says is bullshit. I mean, okay, the fake border wall scandal where she's at the border wall screaming about empty fences, and, you know, using, you know, doctored photos from what was it, 2012 or 2013. I mean, you could just start there, and
I don't recall
her saying, "Oh, I would have to pull it up," but it happened. She had the photos. She's dressed in white. She's at the fence screaming, "Oh my God, poor babies!"
So I mean, she's done some real good stuff in terms of like going after corporations and their use of like, you know, the government's money. So like there was an instance where she was talking to somebody who was selling components to the military, and she was saying like, why is it costing, you know, why are you selling these components to the public for X amount of dollars, and then you're charging the U.S. government, you know, millions of % more for these same things. And the only thing that the guy could say was like, well, this is just our contract. And you're like, don't you see that that's a gross appropriation of money from the government?
Well, can agree with that, but it's been a thing for fucking 90 years now. I mean, it's just the way it's
she's
way it's
one of
been,
the
and
only
it's
people that I've seen that's like speaking up about stuff like that.
what?
I mean, there's not very many.
I'm gonna think of this.
Because a lot of those contracts, like I don't have anything to prove this. This is pure speculation, but there's got to be some quid pro quo in those contracts. A senator would be like, I'll push this thing through, but help me get my $2.5 million house on a $145K salary.
But go Google how much AOC is worth. She's a hypocrite. I mean, she's making bank. I mean, that's my biggest. I would really have to pull a lot of it up, and it's like I said, my brain is kind of potatoed at the moment. But I mean, that woman is just, she's a bot.
I don't know. Like I feel like, so like in 2001, she had $45,000 in assets and $15K in student debts. So she's only worth as much as her salary is in 2001, according to the last financial disclosure.
We must be looking at two different financial disclosures, because she was well over $1 million.
They said that because of social media, there's speculation on how much it is, but I don't think it's been disclosed yet. But they're all public servants. We should be able to find that information.
You're right. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, while they're in office, yes. I mean,
and she's been in office for a few years now, so there should be some.
But there's that point where it should be limited. Like, whatever you did before you were in office, that has no.
That shouldn't have any bearing on.
Right, and
that's
there's been a witch hunt for certain politicians who were wealthy before they got in, and I don't agree with that at all. I mean, you don't, if you don't, there's so many things I just don't like right now. I mean,
and it's hard to find that line of like, what was the wealth that was accrued before or during, or what was accrued because of the stuff you had before while you were in the office. I think that's like a gray area that I don't think is very well defined. Because what if Senator A has I don't know, for a corporation that he owns, and then he becomes a senator. Anything that he gets from that corporation could be misconstrued as, if he grows that corporation, it could be misconstrued that he's growing it because he's a senator, which may not be the truth. But there's also that, is it growing because he is in an influential position? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a gray area that I don't think is very well defined right now, or is something that you can calculate well. Like, who's to say that corporation is growing just for the simple fact that they have a Senate seat? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's where, should people who have that wealth run for a civil service job? Would they have the best interests of the country ahead of their own interests? Or are they just seeking power?
Now, I don't. I think she's a moron.
And I get that. A lot of
she's
people don't like her.
pretty much
Like,
out of me.
she rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
You know, I don't care that, you know, how old she is, if she had a brain, but she literally reminds me of the Scarecrow. I mean, she just you can tell somebody what to like and dislike, and when they're getting paid to like and dislike something, it's easy to robot them, and that's all I've seen out of that an empty shell, basically. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's not good stuff to talk about. I don't want to. I mean,
No,
somebody's gonna get mad because I will hurt feelings on that subject. I'm very opinionated.
For
You
me,
would have never
like,
guessed.
I think that it is, as long as you could, like, people can be opinionated, but as long as they're like open to discussion, like I am all for, if I'm wrong, great, thanks for letting me know. Like, you know, that's gonna update my opinion about things, right? But some people can't have that effect on them. Like, some people can't admit, like, okay, maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way.
You have to and like what you just shared with me.
Yeah.
That's the last person in the world I would believe. I would believe Fox News before them.
Right.
How do you think that? How do you take that?
I would
I
say,
mean,
like
I'm
let's
not
find sources. You know,
I'm not a Fox spot. I don't just go.
And so for me, like, if you don't like that source, then let's dig into it a little bit, because obviously the doubt is there that whether or not that is real. So let's find out.
I mean, but fact-based. You know, you're talking about a news organization that has been in trouble multiple times. You know that they are not allowed to operate in a lot of the EU.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the same can be said about Fox News. Like, they literally have like a if they say anything that is not true about, like, the Trump election and like what he says, they get fined like billions of dollars.
Yeah, but who's defining who gets fined? And you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And who's see, like I said, that's not a good conversation for online. CNN has had to withdraw and pay fines themselves for the very same thing. So, like I said, I don't necessarily trust either of them, because they are, of course, biased. And I mean, without a doubt, I know that they're biased.
Right.
But you know, you're at an age where
information is easily made to be biased quite a bit.
Yeah, there's just too much stuff that I can say, and I mean, a lot of it, some of it would come on current events, and it, like I said, that's really going to hurt somebody's feelings, and it's going to hurt both of us. So, you know, I don't overly care if I'm canceled, so to speak, but I mean,
they can't cancel me.
If your feelings are that fucking sensitive that you can't have a discussion, then maybe you shouldn't be online, in my opinion. But
yes,
that's my opinion.
And it, like, you know, it is what it is. It's okay to be a little bit. I mean, so this is the thing. Like, being direct with your feelings and your beliefs now comes off as being harsh and mean, when all you're doing is just displaying what your beliefs and your feelings are.
Like I said, beliefs have to, especially political beliefs, have to come off.
Momster, what's up?
Some kind of fact in there.
Yeah.
And when most people's political opinions these days are not based on facts, they're based off of make-believe or lies, then that's where you have the real problem with today's youth, so to speak. I mean, so many things in the world have been twisted, and I don't mean, you know, just in the U.S. It's a worldwide issue that you know, you wonder why things are like they are today now. I mean,
it's kind of a weird world that we live in at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of a world full of fucking morons. Oops. See? I mean, yeah, we can't talk about this, Red. Not while we're streaming. Not while you're streaming.
On a side note, fucking warlocks are ridiculous.
You obviously haven't tried Hunter yet. Hunters are ridiculous.
Keep resisting.
Warlocks are ridiculous. Resist.
Well, so
and
like
here I am going arrow 100, arrow 160, arrow 100.
I'm only level 11. So like I was able to solo Hogger at 10.
Well, you got fear.
I know, it's crazy.
So I mean, a hunter with a pet can do that. So like when I did my hunter, when he hit level 6 or something like that, I got a green.
Thanks, Lexi.
Like 7 DPS bow. And it was just over for everything. I mean, I was killing fucking harpies in seconds. And
dude, wait till you get that gun from BFD. The last boss drops this gun that has like a shit ton of damage, and it has attack power on it. Which I don't think that you get a gun with attack power to like your 40s or 40 or 45.
What? Why are you guys not rolling on that? What the fuck? You know, all the casters, the damn mana restore. Shoulders. It doesn't make any sense.
Shit. Forgot what I was doing. How are boars this resistant to fucking fire? Jesus Christ.
I don't know, but I have a green Santa hat.
Have you done the Grinch stuff yet?
No, I don't care about that stuff.
Nice. I like those new emotes.
But I don't particularly want to sit with my headset on. My head hurts from last night, so.
Alright, you taking off?
Yeah.
Alright. Appreciate the chat, man. We'll have to continue at some point.
Not a problem. Later, buddy.
Later, dude.
if I can get out of here alive.
One day. Okay, so I missed last year's tattoo convention, so I am definitely going for sure.
Tattoo convention.
Yeah, there's a tattoo convention every year in Omaha, and I think it's at the big arena here.
Come on, stupid pet.
Are you gonna be in Omaha, Moon, about that time? Nice, dude. Okay, yeah, we definitely have to hook up. So, Godsmack, you're gonna have to get tickets to Omaha in January.
You make all the money, you buy me a ticket, I'll be there.
Dude, if I was like Asmon Gold level streamer, I would buy us all a house and we would all stream together. Like, we would just be like a streaming convent.
Oh man.
Like, bring your wife, bring your kids, whatever, I don't care. Let's go.
Oh. Alright. I'm safe, so I'm gonna jump out of Discord, bud.
Alright, man. Take it easy.
Later, man. Have a good stream. I'll jump in here in a second.
Alright. Nice, dude. Yeah, I want to get something. So, like, I've got this guy right here, which is my Samurai Death Mask. And I want to do something for this arm. I just don't know what yet. You know what? I should probably go to this wall here. Or is it Sentinel Hill? That's the thing. So yeah, Moon. I need something for this arm, other than what I have right now. So I don't know. I gotta figure out something. I know. Twitch gotta get their monies, you know. Wait, what? Hold on. Let me go to Discord. Give me a second. I'm confused, Mort. What's up? Holy shit. Oh shit. Thank you. I did not even... When did this happen? God damn. You guys are gonna make me cry. Well, I'm honored. Thank you. I'll try to make the ass proud. Love you guys too, man. This is awesome. Shit, I'm about to die. Oh, you guys are gonna make me blush. I love you too. Gosh.
What can I do? Be careful for the Alliance. How are you? Have a good one. Good day to you.
Do I have anything to make here? I need to get my cooking up. Holy shit. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Hell yes. Fuck yeah, it does. I still can't get my kids to eat it though. Nah. First company meeting. Hawaiian style pizza. And I'm a founder now, so you can't say shit.
What are you looking for? Safe travel.
I don't think you guys get like how good the sweet and salty combination of just some like salty ass ham with some sweet pineapple on cheese with marinara sauce. It's so good. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Hell yes. Fuck yeah, it does. I still can't get my kids to eat it though. Nah. First company meeting. Hawaiian style pizza. And I'm a founder now, so you can't say shit.
What are you looking for? Safe travel.
Max, what's up? Pineapple, that's right. Let's go. I don't think you guys get like how good the sweet and salty combination of just some like salty ass ham with
going
some
on,
sweet
Max?
pineapple
Dude,
on cheese
There
with
are some
marinara
things that are
sauce.
weird that like my taste has completely changed
It's so
as an
good.
adult, but that's not one of them.
Pineapple belongs on pizza. Hell yes. Fuck yeah, it does. I still can't get my kids to eat it though. Yeah, I'm down. Lex. I think Moon should too. Really? Oh, that's weird. I want to watch myself live. What the fuck? I mean, maybe refresh. I don't know. There's been some weird internet shit going on because yesterday Discord was all fucked up. I was in a raid and Discord like completely bugged out on literally like everything that it could bug out on. That's crazy. Yes, the important conversation, tattoos. Who's coming with me in January to get a tattoo at the tattoo convention? Let's go.
Now, if you listen carefully, man, very carefully, you will hear the kids in our fast school. Them a sing. Roll and dead and gone. Oh, Lord. What a weeping, what a wailing. Hear the moon all over Phoenix City. Now, take a look to the left. Take a look to the right. Okay, now look all around. Rude boys are there. Them look for the train to Scavin. But Scavin is a close today. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, tattoos are expensive. Like my half sleeve was already like 2,800.
So welcome aboard. The one and only train to Alphonsoville. Remember what you said about the trains? So under them.
I've never been to a convention, so like, do they do stuff on the spot right there? And like, I'd imagine that they can't like do like big long tattoos right there on the spot. Like it's probably smaller ones. Nice. What are you getting on the leg? Oh, nice. But are there people getting like, you know, full back tattoos that take like 8 hours?
Hello. Have a good one. Need help?
Like with you.
Fuck, dude. Well, the Omaha one is it's January 12th through the 14th at the CHI Center.
Careful. Need help.
Oh, okay, nice. So is the one in Omaha, is that the one you're going to be able to make too, or are you just only going to the one in Minneapolis? Oh, nice. Well, I guess I'll have to find somebody else to go with G's Moon. This is a sound plan. I like it. I mean, what is there to worry about? Either way, we're getting tattoos. So it's like, whatever. I think Godsmack, like if you go to one of these conventions, I'd like to see you get like a full neck tattoo. Just like in like old English letters, just Godsmack right across your neck right here.
Hello. Safe travels.
I mean, I think that, like, you know, the neck is a good place. And then, like, once he gets Godsmack on his neck, then he could get, like, the tears from his eyes.
You need something? See you around. Have a good one. What can I do for you? How are you? Safe travel.
I mean, is your neck technically your face, though? Like, you'd be good. Just won't do the tears. That's fine. Because at least with the neck, if you do the neck, then you can just grow your beard out and cover it up a little bit. But then when you want to get gangsta, you can be like, yo. I thought about, like, I want to get, like, the back of my hand, but I've heard that, like, it fades really badly. Like, this is a bad spot to have a tattoo just because of, like, how oily your hands and, like, how exposed your hands are. Yeah, that's the way my friend is too. Like, he likes having them, but he likes to be able to cover them up. How long have you had your hand tattoos for? Oh, okay. That's not too bad then. Yeah, I've just heard horror stories about, like, hand tattoos where they just faded. Like, some parts of them fade almost completely. Like, I kind of want to get I haven't found like a good picture yet, but I want to get a Wolverine tattoo.
Looking for something specific? Have a good one. See you around.
Oh no. Oh, so Godsmack, for tomorrow's stream, you said that you're gonna do what class? And what is Mel gonna do? Oh, that's right, Paladin. Okay.
Well met. For the Alliance. Be careful. Light flesh. What can I do? Go with
I mean, I guess we could all do Paladins and just like never die. Cuz Paladins are ridiculous right now. Just all do dwarf Paladins. Oh my gosh, this picture, Mort, freaking love you, but that was a very unflattering picture on Discord. All right. I will probably be ending the stream here in just a little bit. I appreciate everybody's conversations, but I've got to get some food in this house or my kids are going to be... They're probably going to take over at some point. I may not live
Need something? See you later.
throughout the day here if I don't get food. But I will most certainly raid out to somebody here. Let's see who is up and running now. Who's our adventure run? All right, Lexi. You're getting these yahoos. Once again, thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate the conversations. It's been fun. I always love talking with you guys. I'm gonna head to the store, get some lunch, and I shall be back later. Probably do some Call of Duty later, maybe.
It's like to die, it's like a television infiltrate my mind. The hole in the wall has been used on channel